Hello, this is Mr. M. Today we are going to do some factoring. So we're going to factor quadratic trinomials with leading coefficient 1, and let's start with the first example. So there is a leading coefficient 1 here. So 1 times 2 is 2. So we need to find the factors of 2 that gives us 3. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Since we're going to use method of grouping, we are going to rewrite 3x as 2x plus x. Or you can say x plus 2x. Let's do it that way. X plus 2x plus 2. So because this is method of grouping, we're going to group first 2 and the last 2. So here we're going to factor out x. After we factor out x from x squared plus x, we get x plus 1. And in the second group, we can factor out 2. And that also gives us x plus 1. So now we see that this first term and the second term, they have in common x plus 1. So we're going to factor out x plus 1. After we factor out x plus 1, we see that we get x plus 2, and we write that in a separate parenthesis. So now if you use the FOIL rule and multiply this, you will get back original expression. So that is our factor of this given expression. Second example, again there is 1 in front of it. So 1 times negative 24 is negative 24. We need to get this negative 2. So negative 6 times 4 gives us negative 24. And negative 6 plus 4 gives us negative 2. So we're going to use this to break our middle term as negative 6x plus 4x. Therefore, we get x squared minus 6x plus 4x minus 24. And again, as in previous problem, we are grouping the first 2 and the last 2. First 2, they have in common 6x squared minus 6x, they have x in common. After we factored out x, we get x minus 6. In the second group, we can factor out 4. So we also get x minus 6 after we factor it. You can always check by multiplying back if you get the same thing. Now we factor out x minus 6. After we do that, we get x plus 4. Once again, if you want to double check that your factor is correct, you just use the FOIL method, FOIL those two binomials, and you're supposed to get original expression. If you don't, that means that you made a mistake. Next example, also leading coefficient 1. 1 times 15 is 15, somewhere on the side like this. And then we need to get negative 8. So negative 5 times negative 3 gives us positive 15. But negative 5 minus 3 gives us negative 8. Therefore, x squared, and instead of negative 8x, we're going to use negative 5x minus 3x. We write negative 5x minus 3x plus 15. Group the first two, and we can see that we can factor out x. So we get x minus 5 after we factor out x. Again, x times x is x squared, and x times negative 5 gives us negative 5x, so that's correct. In the second one, we can factor out negative 3. So that gives us also x minus 5. So here, we can factor out x minus 5. And after we do that, we get x minus 3. Let's do one more example. So we have 1 times negative 18 is negative 18. We need to get negative 3. So negative 6 times 3 produces negative 18. And also negative 6 plus 3 end up being negative 3. So x squared minus 6x plus 3x, noticing that negative 6x plus 3x gives us negative 3x, and minus 18. Group the first two and factor out x. So we have x minus 6. The second one we can factor out 3. We also get x minus 6, which is good. So now we factor x minus 6. After we do so, we get x plus 3. So that is it. I hope that you learned something. I hope that this helps. And my recommendation for you is, when you watch this video, pause the video, try to do the problem yourself, and then play the video again to see if you got it right. Also, if you get stuck at a certain point, play the video until you get to that point, figure it out, unstuck yourself, and then pause the video again, try to finish the problem, play the video, and see if you got it right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.